It has arrived. Time for the Doctor Who tag! Oh, I'm so excited for this episode. I've been waiting for months to do this. So many questions. You guys gave me so many. Thank you. I can't wait to answer them. This might even be 2 parts because I want to answer all of your questions. Does it even need to be said? Yes, it does. Allons-y! Number 1. Who was your favourite Doctor? Matt Smith. I totally believe in the theory that your first Doctor will always be your favourite Doctor, and yes, Matt Smith was my first Doctor. The first one I ever saw, the first face this face saw, and so I will always love him no matter what. Number 2. What's your favourite companion? Clara has got to be my favourite companion. As much as I love Amy, she kind of gets on my nerves a little bit, but Clara just felt like a toned-down version of Amy, with a better sense of humour and a much better wardrobe. Number 3. What's your favourite monster? Weeping Angels. Gotta be the Weeping Angels. So much nightmare fuel when I first saw them. My god, I was having Weeping Angel dreams for years afterwards. But they are the cleverest, the most creative, the most terrifying monsters I think the series has ever dreamt up. Apart from the Silence, they rank a close second, and so I can't not put them as my number 1 monster. I want the show to bring them back. I know they were Stephen Moffat's creation, but I want more Weeping Angels. Number 4. What's your favourite season/series? Probably because I love Clara so much, I would have to say the second part of season 7 or season 9. I love nearly every single episode of season 9, and it has some of the best stories, the best monsters, some of the best jokes, and some of the best badass Doctor moments. And also we get a hefty helping of Missy in the first 2 episodes, and a Shielder. What more could I want? Number 5. What is your favourite Doctor-companion combination? Well, because they're my OTP, I would have to say the 11th Doctor and Clara. Click in the description box below actually, I'll put a link to my top 5 OTPs of all time so you can understand why, because I went into quite a bit of detail there, and I don't think I need to say it all again in this video. Suffice to say, I ship them so much, they are adorable. Number 6, what was the first episode you ever saw? Technically, the first episode I ever saw was The Satan Pit, and that was because I went to a friend's house and Doctor Who was playing on the TV, but at that point I had no idea what Doctor Who even was, and so I don't count it. So really, the first episode I ever saw was The Impossible Astronaut, the first episode of Series 6, it's the one I started with, and it's one I shall always treasure. Number 7, first episode I ever saw of each Doctor. I've already said for Matt Smith, but I guess I should say my first episode I ever saw with David Tennant was Blink, and that was a great thing to start me off with. First episode I ever saw of 9, I think, was Rose, because I started at the beginning. I didn't skip 9. I love the 9th Doctor so much. And first episode of 12? Well, Deep Breath. I was there when the Doctor regenerated, and so I saw the first episode along with everyone else. Number 8. Would I be a companion or a Doctor? Companion. If you're a companion, A, you get to hang out with the coolest alien of all time. B, you may or may not develop romantic feelings for him, and that's always a plus. And C, you get to travel around the entirety of space and time, and seeing as we have finite lives, if you're a Doctor then it just kind of gets boring after a while, but we only have a certain amount of time, and so it makes everything all the more special. Number 9. How did I first discover Doctor Who? Well, technically I knew about it beforehand because my parents had watched the original series and so they told me about it, but I never really paid much attention to it. Until, in 2011, I was 12 years old, I was just starting year 7, and one of the people I met was hugely into Doctor Who and had been for years, and so in hanging out with him I was introduced to the show as well. And that's the debt I can never repay, because he gave me my love of Doctor Who. Possibly the most important thing in my life, and according to many people who meet me, my defining character trait. Seriously, it's in my yearbook. Next to what I'll be remembered for, I put being completely obsessed with Doctor Who. I wouldn't have it any other way. Number 10. What are some of the funniest moments from Doctor Who? Basically anything with Missy in it, in every single episode she's been in. Also, there's one scene in Let's Kill Hitler that always makes me crack up laughing. I don't know why, I love it.
Now, get off the river.
I don't understand, okay? One minute she's going to marry you, and then she's going to kill you.
Ah, well, she's been brainwashed. It all makes sense to her. Plus, she's a woman. Shut up, I'm dying.
Number 11. What are some of the moments in Doctor Who that make you cry the most? Funny thing is, because I'm so caught up in the episode, I never actually cry while I'm watching it on TV for the first time. But every time, second or third viewing, I am sobbing buckets of tears. Some of those moments have included 10th Doctor's regeneration, Doomsday, of course, Amy's death, the ending of the Day of the Doctor, Matt Smith's regeneration, when Clara died, when the Doctor had to forget Clara at the end of Hellbent, and basically the entirety of the end of World Enough and Time. That episode shook me up. Number 12. What is your favourite TARDIS interior? Definitely the 11th Doctor's first TARDIS. I love Clara's TARDIS, but my god, that gold and orange and copper and glass creation is just the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my life. It even surpasses the Millennium Falcon as one of my favourite spaceships of all time. That's saying something. Number 13. Who's your favourite version of the Master? Missy. Missy is not only one of the most evil masters, but she's also by far the most charismatic, the most enjoyable, the most excitable, and the most funny. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but she's probably the first master to have ever Frenched the Doctor. That instantly puts her in my good books. Number 14. What's your favourite Doctor Who story? God, that's like asking a mother to choose between her children. It can't be done. The best thing I can do is just do it Doctor by Doctor. So for Christopher Eccleston, 9th Doctor, have to be The Empty Child. For David Tennant, oh, it's a tough one, but I think it would have to be Blink. For Matt Smith, also a tough one. I could put at least 5 episodes from Season 7 Part 2 in there, but I think I have to say The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon for the best story. And for Peter Capaldi, World Enough and Time. Now, there are quite a few questions left, and so I think I'll have to do a part 2. But just wrapping it up with the final question, why does Doctor Who appeal to you so much? That's going to be a really hard question to answer, especially considering how my opinions have changed over the years. Originally, I just liked Doctor Who because it was fun. It was a fun adventure story. But if I had to describe why I love Doctor Who now as an adult, I would have to say it's because A, it's an amazing adventure story. That hasn't changed. B, it's incredibly funny. The comedy in this series is truly inspiring. C, it has amazing imagination behind it. D, it's a beautiful romance story. You all know by now that Clara and the Doctor is my favourite ship of all time, so that's going to play a major part in how much I love the show. E, because it has quite a flamboyant amount of fan satisfaction in it, and that always keeps me hyped up for the next series. But that's kind of just the superficial reasons. I think if I had to explain why I love Doctor Who, what draws me to the series, I just think it's the amazing sense of potential within the show. Technically, it could go on forever. There is always going to be another time period or a world to explore. It just shows the infinite potential of time and space, and the potential for adventure, for friendship, for love, for comedy. Doctor Who takes what is important about being human, about life, about the world we live in, and distills it into 45-minute episodes. And that is why I love it. So that was my Doctor Who tag, guys, and thank you so much for submitting all the questions. It made me so happy when I saw all of your comments and how many of you were interested in this. I'm definitely going to do a part 2 because I haven't even gotten through half of the ones you gave me. So feel free to send me even more questions that I have to answer. Until then, I'm looking forward to it, but thank you all so much for watching this video and celebrating along with me, as I am making this video in celebration of my birthday, so it's been a really special subject for me to talk about, and I've just had the best time. And for all my fellow Whovians out there, I shall see you across time and space in the next video. Bye!